Welcome back, guys, to another draft league. I am Kaz the Weeb, coach of the Detroit Blue Flares, and we are here in a Little Cup low tier league hosted by Pup. A little backstory: Pup was in SPDA Luxury Ball Season 1, and he was the guy that we faced in finals. So we know he's a good coach, very good coach. He loves his low tier and he loves his Little Cup. So he decided to host one of these, and we decided to hop in while we're on the off season of SPDA. Thought it'd be a very fun time. And I'm here with the wiggle person herself, Shironuka.
Hi there, wiggle wiggle.
She's wiggling. And we're here with a nice little, kind of like more podcasty, maybe not as much podcasty, but kind of like a chill, what do you call it? Draft analysis. Because it has to be done by Saturday, and I don't have a lot of time, so we're just doing it the fun way. All right, so this was a interesting draft. It was tiers instead of points, and it's low cup little tiers, so the pickings were slim, that's for sure. But with that being said, we're gonna get right into it. So I was, I believe, not the 14th, the 10th out of 14 coaches, so kind of close to the bottom part of the wheel. And so I decided that instead of going for tier 1, because a lot of people went for tier 1 right away, I'm getting my tier 2s. So the way the draft works is you get 1 tier 1 Pokemon, 2 tier 2s, 3 tier 3s, 3 tier 4s, and 1 tier 5. Tier 5 being the one where it's almost completely worthless mons with a few hidden gems in there, which we'll get to because I think I got one of them hidden gems. But with that being said, let's get right into it. And we're gonna start with my round 1, who is a Gen 1, one of the better spinners in the format. It is Sandshrew. We got nice Cantonian Sandshrew with Sand Rush. Can't use Sandbell really. He is just a pretty strong mon, 75 base attack with 85 defense, so that's pretty solid. Obviously, Stab Earthquake is fantastic. He also gets Rapid Spin, Spikes. He gets Stealth Rocks as well, so really good hazards from him. He also has Rapid Spin, so not only, I already said that, but he also has Knockoff, so he can spin, knock off, set up hazards. He's a Gen 1 mon, so of course he gets good coverage. Has Brick Break, Gyro Ball, high horsepower in case you gotta face terrain, which I doubt there will be any really. He has Leech Life, Rock Slide, so a lot of good coverage. Throat Chop as well. He can set up with Swords Dance, get faster with Rapid Spin or Agility. And yeah, so just a very strong mon that can be defensive or can be a very strong offensive sweeper. And I really like this mon. He's a very solid mon, but sadly no ability. So we're playing with a guy with basically no ability unless I run Sandstorm. But it is what it is. I could have drafted Hippopotas in tier 1. But I decided to go for something more near and dear to my heart. And yeah, I think that's all I really got to say. I don't know if Shira has anything else she wants to point out. But just a very solid mon. We're both really new to Little Cup, so I don't know if we might share the same opinions on everything because there isn't much to say. But yeah, if there's any, you got any ideas, Shiro?
No, I didn't have much to say about Sandshrew. We just like the little Sandshrew. He's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. All right. Oh, on spoilers. Round 2, we went for one of Shiro's favorite draft mons, I would say, or at least the Evo is. One of her best mons, at least, that she's used. I won't say that it's one of her favorites. I don't know if it is, but it's one of the best mons she's ever used in draft, and that's Clauncher. So we got the little baby version. We got Clawitzer. We got Clauncher. That was our other tier 2 with the Mega Launcher ability that boosts pulse moves by 1.5. So that is basically like holding a choice item without holding a choice item, as long as you run a pulse move, which we have Water Pulse, which is Stab. So that becomes a base 90 attack move for Clauncher, who has a pretty solid 58 special attack. At least I think that's solid. I don't know much about low tier, to be honest.
I think it's solid. Like, not many mods actually had that high of attack that we saw when we were looking. That was on the tier list.
When you think of the context of like if they're using pulse moves, it's technically like that's actually really high. If as long as you're using pulse moves too, you know.
Yeah, it's like big crazy damage.
Yeah, and it has good pulse moves even as a little baby. We have Aura Sphere, which counts as a pulse move. We have Dark Pulse, which is a very strong, has a chance to flinch. Base 90 Dark move is always pretty good, especially with the lack of fairies in Little Cup, especially Little Cup low tier. So I think those are like the... Oh, and Dragon Pulse. We have Dragon Pulse too. We have 4 Pulse moves, easily clickable. But with that being said, we also have Aqua Jet if we need priority, which it actually can be pretty decent. It's 53 attack, so it actually can be used as a physical attacker too, funny enough, with like Swords Dance and whatnot. It has Ice Beam for hitting those flyers and grass types that are going to be a problem. It also gets Sludge Wave for those grass and fairy types, whatever ones are out there. It has Flip Turn and U-Turn, so it has all the momentum. Flash Cannon for fairies as well. This mon has great coverage, I would say. It has all the coverage it needs, really, for a water type, I believe. So yeah, it's a very, very strong mon. I love it. It's going to be a mon that I think could come to almost every game, honestly. And that's what your tier 2 should be.
I also feel like it's very a familiar type of mon, and that's just because like a lot of its moveset is the same.
Yeah, it's one of those mons. It's one of those mons where it's like, you know what's coming, but can you stop it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just hits so hard. It's hard to stop. So yeah, on to round 3. We grabbed another Gen 1 classic. I wanted my poison type, and this is one of the better poison types out there because I also wanted knockoff. I realized when I was doing my team, I had a lack of knockoff, and that's because I found out normal Grimer doesn't get knockoff in Gen 9. I would have taken Grimer. I probably would have taken Grimer because it gets sticky hole too, but we decided to go with Ekans. Snake spelled backwards. It has Intimidate and Shedskin, so maybe we'll get some cool Shedskin shenanigans going with Coil Rest, Shedskin, stuff like that. But Intimidate is going to be your bread and butter. His bulk isn't the best, but thanks to Intimidate, that can help. I would like to say that this mon probably excels better at a being offensive setting up with Coil than it does being defensive with Intimidate. Basically because 35 HP is really bad, 44 defense isn't the best, but potentially like Shedskin Eviolite could go crazy. But yeah, I'm also going to kind of use it as defensive mon if I can, because Intimidate is very strong. He has very good moves, I would say. I'm yawning a lot because I'm tired. Sorry, guys. It gets Coil, it gets Knockoff, it gets Haze to stop setup. It has decent attack at 60 with a Coil that can help a lot. Psychic Fangs, it gets Poison Jab and Gunk Shot. It gets Glare. I love Glare because you can paralyze ground types, which usually want to swap in on you anyways. So it's a very annoying mon. It gets Seed Bomb, actually, which can hit the ground types that are going to be a problem. Priority with Sucker Punch. It gets T-Spikes, Trailblaze. This mon can be sick. I definitely got to learn how to use these mons. I've never done Little Cup. I didn't know we got Earthquake. I totally skipped by that. So that's kind of funny too. This mon has some really hard-hitting moves considering how weak Little Cup mons are. That's probably going to do a lot. So I really like this mon. I think it's going to be cool. I need to try and use it with Shedskin though. If I can do like Shedskin setup stuff, it could go crazy. You know what I mean? That could be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Is it anything else from you, Shiro?
You also have the psychic things with it, so you need to break screens.
Oh yeah, we got screen breaking, Coil Rest, Shedskin, stuff like that is gonna be cool. It's gonna be a very. It gets Switcheroo. That could be useful too. If there's an Eviolite mon that I know is out there and I can Switcheroo it and I'm not Eviolite, that could be great.
And here's another nice part: the Sucker Punch priority. It has priority.
Yeah, priority is important. I love priority. Next, we decided to grab a Ghost type. Excuse me, one of my favorite. I love its Evo a lot. It's one of my favorite grass types out there. Ghost types as well. We decided to go with Phantom. Apparently a pretty solid mon from what I've heard. It gets 3 good abilities. It gets Natural Cure, so it can be really good at swapping in on if you know your opponent is very status heavy. They want to use Sleep Powder, Stun Spore, or Thunder Wave, Toxic, all that stuff. He can absorb them, swap out. Frisk for knowledge. Knowledge is important in this game. So Frisk is very important as well. You can figure out who the Eviolite mons are and whatnot. Unfortunately, he doesn't get knockoff like his evolution does. I'm pretty sure Trevenant gets knock. Imagine this thing got Frisk and knock. That'd be awesome. And then Harvest, which can let you live for a long time. You know, reusing Oron berries and whatnot, or maybe like a Yachi, some sort of resist berry that you can reuse over and over again. Has some decent moveset. It has Curse, which could be really annoying, using like Oron berry Curse with Harvest to heal yourself and then just keep spamming Curse. That could be hilarious, honestly. It gets Foul Play if you don't think it's gonna hit hard enough, but with 70 attack, it's gonna do a good job. Horn Leech is gonna be the bread and butter. It's gonna be one of your favorite moves to use because it heals you, letting you live for longer, and it still does good damage in Little Cup with the 70 attack and it being Little Cup. We get Pain Split for recovery as well. Poltergeist, a really hard-hitting stab ghost move that can be very useful. It also gets Reflect, so maybe that can have some fringe use. Trailblaze for speed. It gets Trick Room. Woodhammer also hits really hard. Will-O-Wisp is going to be very useful too, weakening those physical attackers. Very useful. Leech Seed, I didn't even name that one. I don't know how good Leech Seed is in this format, but we can try. But yeah, overall, very solid mon. I'm looking forward to using it. And it gets Thief too, you know. Hey, just saying.
I didn't notice it had Thief. That's interesting.
Steal some Eviolites or something. You never know. It gets P-Jab. It just gets good stuff. This guy's gonna be cool. I love his abilities. I feel like you can definitely bring all of them. And yeah, with the stats, considering the 70 attack, slap an Eviolite, get 90 Spadef. This thing is gonna be pretty solid. Even defensively in this kind of format, getting like 60, almost 70 defense is probably not too bad either. But this guy is definitely built to be a Spadef line, I would say for sure. But yeah, it being a ghost type is gonna help a lot with my Sandshrew. Get hazards up, spin block, that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're going on to the next mon, unless Shira has anything else to fill us in on.
Nope, all good here.
All right, so the next mon, maybe like I'll edit and put the mon like right here or something, so they can get a big version of the guy. We'll see. But yeah, anyways, we decided I needed a little bit more speed. I wanted a electric type. I wanted a mon that could resist fighting. And there was this really fun, fast little guy. Unfortunately, Sticky Webs is banned, but we got Joltik with Compound Eyes, which I think is going to be very funny to use. Because with Compound Eyes, I can use Thunder. Thunder is a very hard-hitting electric type move. With 57 special attack, that's not bad at all. So Compound Eyes, I can use Bug Buzz. I will never miss a Thunder Wave as well. I wanted more momentum, so we have Volt Switch. This mon also gets Energy Ball and Giga Drain, so you don't have to be worried about getting walled by ground types. Also get Sucker Punch with 47 attack. Hey, just saying. You might see a Sucker Punch come out of this guy if I need it. But yeah.
I also set up Light Screen with it.
Yeah, it gets Light Screen as well, so it doesn't have the most diverse move pool, but it has what it needs. It has Grass to stop it from getting walled by ground types. It has a hard-hitting stab move, 2 hard-hitting stab moves, because we get Bug Buzz too. And yeah, just a fast 67 speed fella. And I'm looking forward to using Joltik. He's hilarious. And I think that's all I really got to say about him. So up next, we have my first Terra Captain. I didn't explain this previously, but it is Open Terra, and you get 2 Terra Captains. You can choose either 2 Tier 4s as your Terra Captains, or a Tier 3 and a Tier 5 Terra Captain. I decided to go with the 2 Tier 4s. I feel like that was a little bit better for me. And here's my first one, Geodude Alola with Magnapool, Sturdy, and Galvanize. Again, 3 good abilities. Magnapool, not so much. There's not a lot of good steel types, but still could find use. But Sturdy guarantees that I can live 1 hit if I'm at full. I can run heavy duty boots. I have solid defense, 100 defense, 80 attack, 40 HP is kind of low, but 100 defense is really good. So very, very heavily defensive mon, but I think has my highest attack on the team. So it can also hit really hard. So Galvanize makes it so normal type moves become electric. Galvanize Explosion is one that people use a lot, but you can also run Galvanize Body Slam, a stab base 85 move that also has a chance to paralyze 30%. Galvanize Double Edge if you need it. He also gets Earthquake. Facade. Galvanize Facade would be hilarious. He gets the elemental punches like Fire Punch, and I believe he gets He doesn't get Ice Punch. Let me just say that. Has good rock coverage. He gets rock polish for setup. Could potentially see that eventually. But other than that, it gets Thunder Wave and Volt Switch. I just wanted more momentum. A slow Volt Switcher sounds amazing. But yeah, just a hard-hitting guy. He gets Stealth Rock as well, I believe. So can set up hazards as well. Can hit really hard, set up. Gyro Ball, everything. It's a very good mod. It's open Terra, so I can become Terra Grass. I'm like a baby Iron Thorns, if you think about it. And that goes hard. So who knows how that's gonna go. That could be sick. I think that's all we really gotta say here, right, Shiro?
Are you gonna do the curse gyro ball setup?
Oh, that could be cool too. We can run Curse and run Gyro Ball or just get bulky as hell. That is the only way he can set up his offense. I could also run Iron Defense to get bulkier physically, but I don't get Body Press. And I get Rock Polish to go fast. So if I'm dealing with a very physical team, Geodude's gonna do really well. But yeah.
Just don't be a Ghost Terror type.
Yeah. And with that, we're moving on to our next pick. So we had a few mons sniped from us. We were getting sniped quite a bit. I really wanted to get not Florges, but the Evo before the first Evo. I can't remember his name.
Flabebe!
Flabebe. I wanted to get Flabebe, no dice. I wanted to get Gumi, no dice. So I ended up finding a mon that I thought was a hidden gem at tier 4. And we got Esper. At tier 4, it's still the highest BST on my team. Maybe it's not great that it has 48 attack, but still 62 HP, 54 defense, 60 SPDF. Give this thing an EV-Light, that is 90 SPDF, and that is like 79 defense, somewhere around there. I don't math. It's very close. It's very close. It's a bit higher, isn't it? 25. What is that? Oh, 27. Duh. I don't know math. I'm an accountant. Excuse me. That's 81 defense. That is a very bulky mon. Sadly, Psychic isn't as good as it used to be. But with an EV-Light and Calm Mind, anything is possible. This thing can get fat as hell. It also gets Nasty Plot. It gets dual screens. It gets Psyshock and Psychic, so it can hit both sides, which most Psychic types do. It gets Dark Pulse, Energy Ball, or it doesn't get Dark Pulse, but it gets Energy Ball. Oh, it does get Dark Pulse. Sorry, guys, I can't read. Draft League player moment. It gets Fake Out for Prio, which could come in handy actually. Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, Trick. Like this mon, it can even I can even use Charge Beam if I really want to. If I'm feeling spicy, want to do like offensive, do some damage and try and set up. But overall, this mon is definitely a secret, like a hidden gem, I would say. Just gotta be careful with the sucker punches and knockoffs. But other than that, this mon can go hard. It does get a little walled by Dark Tides, but considering how frail every mon is in this format, it more than likely 2-KOs most of those Dark Types if it can Thunderbolt it or Energy Ball it. Because Energy Ball is base 90.
It also has Disarming Voice.
Yeah, Disarming Voice is only base 40 though. But it might be enough for some Dark Types, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't know who all has Dark Types and what, like, how strong they are, but like, I could see it. But yeah, I thought this one was very handy. It was very underrated, I would say. It gets Infiltrator, so I don't have to worry about screens or sub. That's like its best move that it can get. And yeah, I mean, best ability, probably the only ability I'm using, because the rest are useless. But anyways, great mod. On to our last Terra Captain, and that is Horsey, another Gen 1 mod. I love my Gen 1s. With 2 good abilities, Swift Swim and Sniper, you'll more likely see Sniper more than anything. It means you can run items like Scope Lens and really get scary, or it gets Focus Energy with Agility. Agility, Focus Energy. It has 70 defense and 70 attack, so pretty, like, decently bulky on the physical side. 60 speed is not that bad, but like if you can somehow get a Focus Energy and an Agility up, there's not gonna be a lot to stop you, as long as you can land your pumps or surfs, whatever you decide to calc to see what does more. And it can Terra. So if you think something can wall you, like a water absorber, you can bring Terra Blast, Grass. But like other than that, this mon is just like a monster at hitting really hard. Is basically what it's there for. We'll see how it goes. I like the defense. I like the flip turn it has as well. It is another water type, but it can Terra. But I think this mon could be good. We'll see how much I use it with Clauncher around, but I love this guy. And with that being said, we're on to the second to last round. Was there anything you wanted to add in, by the way, Shiro?
On racing? Not really.
Okay. It gets Dragon Dance. Oh, it only has 40 attack, though, so it's like,
Oh, yeah, Dragon Dance ain't gonna help.
All right, my tier 5, which I will argue is one of top 2 or best not Terra Captain, mon in the last tier, and that is Smoliv. It has 2 decent abilities. Early Bird's like iffy, but like Harvest Oron Berry could go crazy, especially if you run Protect. But it gets Earth Power, so it doesn't get walled by Steel types or Poison types. Like if it can get a read, it obviously doesn't want to stay in. It is slow as hell, but it has decent special attack at 58. That's like around Clauncher's level. It has decent Spadef and defense with an Eviolite. That's a little bit higher. That's like around 70-ish and close to 80, like 76-ish. So overall, not bad with an Eviolite, but also just can... As it's at a tier 5 mon, I could see myself bringing this mon. It gets Giga Drain, it gets Energy Ball, Earth Power, Terra Blast for normal stab, which I can use. It gets Strength Sap, which I love. I love that it has Strength Sap. That was the selling point for me. It also gets, Growth and Sunny Day, so who knows? Maybe I set up with this guy, it gets Trailblaze, so it's definitely a tier 5 mon, but it's one of the best tier 5 mons in my opinion. I love this guy. Shiro pilled me on this mon, I will admit. I wasn't sure where I was going with my tier 5s, and Shiro kind of pilled me on the Smoliv, and I don't regret it. This mon looks great on paper. But with that being said, I think that's all we got to say about this one. And on to the last round, which is my tier 1. And I had to do it, guys. I was able to get this mon, and I'm so happy. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Charmander, the GOAT. I have now drafted Charmeleon, Charizard, and now Charmander. And it has Solar Power, which is one of its best ability. Might not see it that often. Might have to use Blaze more. I don't think this mon's a tier 1 mon. I understand that Solar Power makes it incredibly strong, but it is still a mon that is weak to rocks, so it's not like I can willy-nilly run Choice Scarf unless I'm committing, and the weather rocks are banned, so I only get like 4 turns, and depending on what it is, Smoliv might, it might take more of my turns if I use like Smoliv Sunny Day or something. So you might not see Solar Power too much. So I think this mon's probably more of a tier 2 mon, but I'm a Charmander, Charizard, Charmeleon loyalist. I had to draft him, at least for the first season that I'm in here. It has 65 speed, so one of my fastest mons, 60 special attack, pretty decent special attack. It gets Overheat, one of the hardest hitting fire move that we can reasonably use, I would say. Fire Blast as well, Dragon Pulse. You could even see some Ancient Power. It gets Flame Charge if I don't want to be Scarfed. It can be physical. It has 52 attack, so only a little bit lower. So you can run what is it? You can run Belly Drum or Dragon Dance or Swords Dance as well. It gets Willow in case I need to burn some stuff. The only downside with this mon is that they didn't give him Scorching Sands, and they didn't give him Solar Beam. So even if I wanted to...
There's another move you were missing.
What?
I was gonna say there's another move you were missing.
What move?
No, when you didn't mention Solar Beam.
Oh, yeah, Scorching Sands, right?
Because you only said Scorching at first. Keep going.
Yeah, Scorching Sands and Solar Beam. I would love if he had those moves. He does not, unfortunately. It really is going to make this mon kind of hard to pilot, but mama didn't raise no bitch. Charizard's my GOAT. We will figure it out together, guys. And so, yeah, that is the team recap. I apologize, it's not more high production value. This is how I've been starting to do them lately. Kind of doing them with Shiro. Again, me and Shiro aren't too familiar with Little Cup, so she didn't get really to opine and say much, but I still wanted to hear in case she did have some tidbits of knowledge, which she did. Especially with the Ekans. She was spitting. And the Clauncher? Yeah, Clauncher. But yeah.
To be fair, in our division, we wanted Arbok, so we were trying to sell it to Kaz.
Yeah.
Before I got sniped.
The Arbok, yeah, in Chipmons, yeah. But yeah, kind of a more chill way to do this. I did it for a couple other leagues in SPDA as well. And I will eventually try and get back to more heavily edited versions, but they take a long time, and this is due Saturday, and I'm busy. I'm an accountant. We're busy, so this is what we're doing. But I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I hope you guys are looking forward to week 1, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye, everyone.